I gave this witness talk at St. Andrew on the Feast of the Holy Family with Joanie Smith on December 29th, 2019. Joanie Smith is one of the founding members of Larsh, Portland. She has lived in the community for 32 years. Larsh, Portland is part of an international, spiritually based movement. Larsh works for the creation and growth of homes, programs, and support networks with people who have intellectual disabilities. There are 153 Larsh communities in 35 countries around the world. It was begun in France in 1964 when Jean Bonnier invited 3 men with intellectual disabilities who were living in an institution there to come and share life with him in his home. Larsh, Portland has 3 homes where people with and without intellectual disabilities live together in community. Joanie was the first one to welcome me into Larsh, Portland 30 years ago this very week when I first came for dinner at Nehalem House. It was a dark, cold December evening. I was in a time of transition from teaching in Catholic schools for 18 years. I was exploring the possibility of coming to live in the community as an assistant. During that initial visit, I experienced a felt sense of home, hospitality, and loving relationships that are at the heart of a Larsh community and all genuine family life. We sat around the table sharing a simple, delicious meal and telling stories about our lives. After dinner, we lit a candle and took time to express our gratitude for the gifts of the day and to pray for people in our lives and for our world. When asked to share today about my experience of family at Larsh, I began by reflecting on what is a true family. It is a web, a network of lifelong relationships, a place of belonging, an environment that nurtures growth. For me, Larsh is all of these. I was born into a very loving biological family. I was called into the family of Larsh by Joanie and the others there with intellectual and developmental disabilities, whom we call core members, because they are at the heart of the community. I had no experience of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities before coming to Larsh. Jesus' invitation to be with those on the margins of society and to meet Christ living in people on the periphery drew me to say yes to Larsh. I soon learned that I had much more to receive there than I had to give. I was a daily life member of Larsh, Portland for 23 years and lived in our homes as a caregiver, whom we call assistants, then as community coordinator, and finally community leader. Since retiring from Larsh 6 years ago, I remain an active member of the community as a volunteer, sharing in its life and activities. Over the years, Joanie, Adam, Marilyn, and our other core members have called and welcomed scores of others to come live, work, pray, and celebrate together with them as assistants, volunteers, and friends. The Family of Larsh is a network of people in mutual relationships, giving and receiving each other's unique gifts, sharing each other's joys and sufferings, and forgiving one another when needed. Joanie's mother Millie could die in peace, knowing Joanie had a lifelong home and community of people with whom to share her life. Joanie can't talk. She has trouble with balance and walking. She needs help with most of the activities of her daily life. The assistants provide the companionship and the supports she needs, and Joanie shares her gifts with us. She teaches me to be in the present moment and the importance of presence. When I was living with Joanie and busy about many things, she would pat the couch and signal me to come sit and spend time with her. Joanie is quick to forgive. When I became impatient with her and raised my voice in reprimand, I told her I was sorry. She responded with a reassuring and patted my shoulder. Joanie and I have many experiences of going to Larsh retreats and other gatherings together. She is a true lifelong friend. As in a genuine family, Larsh is a place of belonging. Marilyn Petruzzelli has been a member of the community for 17 years. Before joining Larsh, she lived in a variety of institutional settings. One time, when asked what she liked about Larsh, Marilyn responded, "It's a place where they want you." Marilyn's repeated question throughout her first years at Larsh was, "Are you going to keep me?" After being put out of so many placements because of negative behaviors, she needed constant reassurance that Larsh was a place that would stick with her and help her use her inner power to change and grow. For her 5th year anniversary, we gave her a t-shirt with the words, "You're a keeper." The need to belong is a basic human need. To know you are with people who care about you, who surround you with love and support, and who will stand by your side throughout your life. Because of Marilyn's stroke this past year, the Larsh community is no longer able to provide the daily life supports she requires. Marilyn has moved to Laurelhurst Village's long-term residential care facility, and as in all loving families who support aging members, myself and other members of Larsh continue to journey with Marilyn, helping her stay connected to the community through the bonds of lifelong relationships. Another primary characteristic and function of a family is to provide an environment that nurtures growth. The Charter of Larsh, which gives the guidelines for all Larsh communities to live by, states, "If human beings are to develop their abilities and talents to the full, realizing all their potential as individuals, they need an environment that fosters personal growth. They need to be valued, accepted, and supported in real and warm relationships." Today's second reading from Paul's letter to the Colossians describes the qualities of heart needed to foster these life-giving relationships: heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, forgiveness. Larsh calls it the therapy of love that transforms lives and calls forth and celebrates the beauty and giftedness of each person. Larsh members commit to honest and open communication with each other. One of the practices is to share appreciations with each other, to name the qualities and gifts each person brings to sharing life together. Sharing appreciations can happen at dinner prayer time when reflecting on the happenings of the day, at the close of meetings, informally throughout the day, and at each person's birthday and anniversary celebration. Another practice is to share any fears or concerns that are blocking living or working together, and to ask for what one needs to try to resolve conflicts. Through sharing the ups and downs, the challenges and joys, the dailiness of life together in a nurturing environment, transformation occurs. For me, Larsh has become a true family. a network of lifelong, mutual, loving relationships, a place of belonging, a community that has nurtured my growth and transformed my life, helping me become more fully the person I am created to be. I am grateful and honored to be a member of the Larsh Portland family.